Hi everyone, right, I'm just coming on to share with you, this is mainly for the beginners because I keep getting some messages and whatnot asking me what tools a beginner would want or need. So I'm going to go through some bits and pieces with you, and we'll start with the basics because we will. I'm going to share with you some of the bits and pieces I would suggest that you invest in. And let's have a look. Obviously needles, a couple of knives, so I'm just going to get them out so you can have a look at them. A marker pencil, yeah, and some pliers. Now I do have a selection of them. I wouldn't worry about getting all of these at once because there's no need, but you do need to have certain things. So I'm going to go through some basic tools that put on your list, write yourself a list, and then as and when you can afford them, nab them, right? So, here we go. Now, try and invest in a metal, because the only reason is because when you're cutting with plastics, you often end up cutting the plastic, which I've done many times. There's another item. So invest in metal rulers. You need a 6-inch one because it's easier. You might only have a small project and you don't want to get your big ruler out. So I always try and use a small one. So a metal 6-inch ruler, which comes in very handy. Then try and invest in a ruler that's got a rubber back, because when you're using your knives to cut chipboard or whatever card, they can slip. So a rubber backed one is better, and mine's had plenty of use, you know. But once it goes smooth on the back, then just get your knife and do a few cuts in it, and it'll roughen that up again and then give you a good grip. So I've done mine lots of times. But a good stainless steel, and you want centimetres and inches. Okay? Knives, you can use things like this, so you can replace the blades. And as you use the blade, you just snip it off. See the lines in it? What I do when I'm snipping mine off, when that front bit's gone blunt, I take my pliers, push that down to the line, and then I just snap that off and discard it carefully. Okay, so that's one of those. They come in handy because you can put blades in them, or you can get this standard knife. I mean, mine are battered at the moment. I've never seen blades to replace, but if I did, I'd buy them because this has always been a good strong knife, and they come with a sheath. So a couple of blades, a couple of knives if you can get hold of them. A bone folder. You could use a pencil, you could use the edge of that. You could use anything really, but if you can and when you can, search around, or a piece of wood, smooth it down, and you've just got it. All you're doing is dragging. You never push, you're always dragging. So a bone folder, that's just a piece of acrylic, like acrylic plastic stuff. If you can, I mean, I went years without one and I've burnt my fingers so badly that I don't really feel anything. They've gone numb now. But a silicone finger thingy for when you're doing hot glue. Now a newbie won't know that. I'm telling you now, if you burn yourself with that glue, you'll know about it. Invest in a good glue gun with a good fine tip if you can. This is a show bonder. I do get mine, this one from America. I had a lady that we did a swap with, and she got me 2 guns, and I gave her some things from the shop. But if you can, find a good, nice long tip, because you can reach in little areas that you can't normally reach with a stubby one, and I don't like using them at all. So that's those. So I'm just going to pop that back. Pliers. Now you need these cutting pliers. I mean, I've had these years, and they're still sharp and they still do good. The cutting ones are the ones like that with like a blade. See there? Round nose pliers. These are really good strong pair. And especially if you do things with jewellery or your rings that you want to attach to a necklace, if you make a necklace or something. And then some flat nose pliers. And they usually have a ridge in there. But I mean, I've had mine a long time. Many years. Also some long flat ones if you can, because they come in really handy when you're fiddling about with wires. So that's those. And some wire straighteners. This is like a acrylic plastic there, and when you put your wire in and pull it, which I'll just give you a demonstration. So if I've got a piece of wire here, and I'm going to cut mine, just to give you a demonstration. And you can see that that's curved. Well, I could try and do that with my fingers. I'm going to hurt myself. Oh, a little midgy fly. Get away. Go away. So just, if you have these, you can pull your wire through. Firmly but carefully. Until it's straight. You see? And where you can see that bend, you can, and you're not damaging the wire. That's the whole point. So I'm going to show you what I mean. If I were to use my pliers to, you know, straighten it, I damage it. Look, I've marked the wire. But with these wire straighteners, they don't damage the wire at all. And I can shape that wherever I need to. Like that. And I can just pull it through and it'll go straight again. It does go straight. You have to, it's basically warming the wire up. Okay, so you like that. And I've managed to straighten that. So that's what that's for. So let's move those. A Sharpie, when you're marking out things. A pen. Pencil. And I use a white marker sometimes as well. To, you know, if I'm marking things out on fabric. It's a lot easier if you've got something like that. So I'm just going to put those back. Needles, obviously. Now, I will take a photograph because I have, hung on the arm of this camera, I have a piece of polystyrene and it's got all the needles in that I use regularly. And they're from 8" down to 2". But get a good supply of needles in. Tweezers, I would say you can get any kind of tweezer. Like I've got. Oh yeah, you need a file. Nail files often come in handy. You don't really need to go out and splash out on lots of different files. I have this. It comes in a block and I cut it up. But it's the same as a nail file. I find either. It just depends what I'm filing down. If it's jewellery, I will tend to use the nail file or a proper file. But that's when you're moving on to doing jewellery. If you're just crafting, basic thing is, and you want to sand a piece of paper or card or something, just use these. blocks or the nail files. So that's those. Now scissors. I keep getting asked about scissors. We'll do the tweezers in a minute and the lighter. Scissors, it is important that you know which scissors do what. So I always have a really good selection of scissors. Now we do sell these. We sell these, you get 4 in a pack. That's one of them. And that's the other one. And then there's another pair in the other room. So you've got another smaller pair. This is the fabric one. The biggest one is the fabric one. Okay. This generally is for card. Because you shouldn't use the same scissors for card and fabric. And you should have at least 2 pair of scissors for fabric. This one, which we sell, is extremely sharp. This one also sharp, but you can see the difference. They're pointed and they're not. This one will cut leather, it will cut thick fabrics, but this one is more for fine fabrics, like silks and ribbons and things like that. So that's that. And then this one is basically the same as that, but we used to sell them in the purple, but now we sell them in the pink. Okay, so it's just have a really good pair of scissors for fabric and silks, and then a pair for, these are for fabrics so that are thicker, and then this one, a fine pointed pair for silks and ribbons and things like that. So that's those 2. Sorry, that's that one. And this one, the medium one, is for card. If you're cutting cards and papers and things like that. And you should never use the scissors you cut your card with to cut your fabrics. No, no, no. It really is important that you get the right scissors for the right job. Honest, it really is. Otherwise, you ruin them. And they won't last you as long as they should. Now, these, you normally get, like I say, 2 pair of these. One is for cutting like cottons and ribbons and laces, you know, things like that. And the other ones, they're a little bit smaller than them, I think, or maybe the same size, but they're slightly longer, pointed, I mean. And they're stitching ones, you know, when you're pulling stitching apart and whatnot. But you can get anything like that. Get decent. These are titanium. These are, let me have a look, see if I can. Stainless steel. Invest in good scissors, and like I say, we do sell them at a really good price, a set of 4. And we've only got 1 lot left, one pair of those left, and they're fantastic scissors, but really sharp. So do keep in a good selection of scissors, and try and get a rounded pair as well. Now, I do have different ones that I've used. Mainly, these, you can get snippers as well. See the snippers? We sold those, but we've sold out. Really quick for snipping cottons and things like that when you're stitching. You always need a small pair of scissors for the tiniest places to get to. And I always say, buy some pointed ones that are bent, curved. Because that's really handy when you're cutting round things. So, build your scissor set up and invest in good scissors. Now, what else? Lighters. We do sell these. We've sold all of these. These are all from the shop. And they're elongated lighters. Because they're really good and handy. And you're not burning yourself when you're trying to, you know, singe a flower or something like that. So mine are battered. They really get some good use. I have more than one at hand filled ready because I use them so much they run out really quickly. And I'm lazy. I don't want to sit there filling them up. Tweezers, like I say, you can buy... Oh, that's not them. Where's the tweezers? Where's my other tweezers? Let me just see where my tweezers are, because I have several sets of tweezers. Like, we've got those. But they wear after so long, and to be honest, you should keep all your tools clean, free from dirt, which I didn't do with that pair. I forgot to clean them last time I used them. You know, these are really handy for picking up things like beads. You know, when you're doing beads, so they're really handy for that. If you can find these on the internet, they do come in a pair. Buy them. They're extremely good quality. They're stainless steel. And when you're doing things like a leaf, so I'm going to show you. What I mean, because I don't want you to go out and buy something and not know what to do with it. There we are. Let's just, I've got some ribbon here. Say if I'm doing a leaf, I'll do it out of this. I don't want to waste that. That's my ombre wool, ombre ribbon. Right, so if I'm doing this, take the wire out. Now, if I fold that in half and I want to make that into a leaf, you need a flat blade to hold that down. See, like that? And then what I would do is to cut that. That's already flat. See, like that? And then I take my lighter and we can burnish that together, and then you use that to press that down. And then when you open up that to make your leaf or your petal, you've got a perfectly straight line and it's really good. And then you can stitch along there and make a leaf. I can't waste that, so I'm going to have to make that into something and pop that into my jar. So that's what that one's for, and it's really good. And this one again is good for picking things up and that, or, you know, you need something that you can work with. And that's flat, you see, so you can work like that and pick things up. So they're really good, stainless steel, wooden handles, and if you can, invest in those. They are a little bit pricey. I think I picked these up for about £12, maybe less. But they're brilliant and they'll last a lifetime. So that's those. What else? I've done those. I'm going to have to stitch this now, aren't I? I can't leave it now I've done it, so I'm going to stitch it. Cottons, silk cottons. I use silk threads, should I say, right? Because they are strong and they look really pretty. I prefer to sew with silk threads, but I do use a nylon thread as well. You can use a nylon one, which is pretty strong, but I like the silks. Like that. So I'm just going to sew this, and you'll see what I mean. It makes a really nice leaf. But you do need a straight edge for it, and a long one. Now my niece today, I was up at my sister's helping her today, and my niece was there, and she's going on about talking about all the social media, and I should do this, I should get onto TikTok and all of that, and it just went over my head. But she said she's going to help me. But look, see, and they're really nice. So I do suggest you practice and invest in some long tweezers. Some good needles. Now we sell the needles, we sell the scissors, we sell everything you need. But of course you can shop where you want to shop. Can't you? But I'm just letting you know we do sell all of it. Oh, look at that. Oh, never mind. I don't need that. But there you go. And I've got a perfectly good leaf that I can use in a project behind a flower. That'll just go in the pot to play around with. What else? Let's just put that back there. Now, if you do all things like me, and you're a crafter that does lots of things, or you'd like to be a crafter that of many things, you can do, look out for one of these. It's a gavel. And it's great when you're pasting something onto something flat and you don't want to move it with your fingers, and like if you're doing decoupage. And I use that, and I can move it around and it'll lay the whole thing flat if I'm using the rice paper and that. So that's a really good tool to have as well. And I was fortunate that it took me years to find one. They are on the internet, but I won't pay the price. I managed to pick this up for £6 at a car boot sale. And I was thrilled with it because the ones I'd seen were £20 and £30. If you want anything else like this, I know it looks like a toadstool and it's what you used to darn your socks with and whatnot, but it also comes in handy if I'm making baskets. And what you do, if I can, let me see if I can find, sorry, let me just, I have to show you. Let me just switch my glue gun on. Oh, hang on, why is it not working? Glue gun. Oh, that's why it's not plugged in, you wally fee. Just hang on, because I'll show you what I mean. Doesn't take long to warm up, but it's fabulous for doing miniature baskets and things like that. So I'm just going to get the stuff I need to do it with, and I need a little bit of string. Plastic bag. Like that. Any bit of plastic will do, bit of, you know, as long as it's plastic. And the glue gun's just about to set. So the glue will come off, so don't worry about it. Put a little bit of glue on there and then flatten that down. So you've got that, yeah? And then what you do is you take your string and starting in the middle, put your bit of glue on. You do that. These are for people who want to make miniatures. And then you'll wrap that around like that. Flatten that down. And you just keep going round. You just do it slowly, take your time. I mean, this is thick string that I'm using, but you'd probably use thinner string. You can make buckets this way. You know, if you wanted to make a bucket, well, make a bucket. Let's see. We'll see about making a bucket. Like that. But I do fruit baskets and then colour them, you know, for my miniatures. Press that down. Just keep going round and round. But it's, see, you can hold it. and it's handy. Oops a daisy, bit much there. Right, just say I was going to make a fruit bowl. Let's do a bit more. It's not enough. Wipe that on there, it'll come off. Just turn that around. Like that. Okay, and then what you do is you snip that off. Just make sure that's glued in. Like that. And then you take that off. Just pull it off. Discard that later. And then while it's warm, you just bend it like that. And then cut it, or pull it off. You can pull it off altogether, but your string will still be glued together. I usually leave it on actually. And then I put the fruit in what I'm going to do. And straight away, you've got yourself like a miniature bowl. Now, if I wanted to bend that a little bit more to make it deeper, I take the heat gun, heat that up, and just bend it a little bit more. Bend it in. You can shape it, you can do whatever you want with it. But it's a little bit deeper, see? Like that. And you get yourself a little fruit bowl. And that's how you can do them. And then all you do with this is you just peel it off. So like I say, it's a darning tool. I don't know the full name of it, to be honest. But if you wooden darning tool, sock darning tool. So that's another thing you can do if you want to make miniatures. And I'm telling you that because I've got people who are trying, you know, wanting to make miniatures and don't know what to start with in tools. Just basic tools, to be honest. And that way, you know, you build your collection up. Obviously. Just build your collection up bit by bit. And yeah, and a ball of string. You can come back and do all sorts. Right, this is what I have at the side of me with my needles in. And they're all different sizes. I have them at hand. I have big eye ones, tall ones. These are for people, if you suffer badly with your hands, buy the bigger needles. And we sell them in sets of 3. And the largest one is a 6-inch. Then I think it's a 5-inch and then a 3-inch. It's just better. Get a really good set. You do have to just be careful. We'll come back another day and do some on mediums and things like that. But yeah, not sure if you can see mine. I'm going to show my desk, but I'm not cleaning it first. I'm going to do one of these now. Well, not yet, but shortly. This was an embroidery thing using various fabrics. So I'm just collecting some fabrics in. And then this was a picture of one of our ladies. And I did the hat separate. Added the flowers, some tails, feathers. Added trimmings. Did some sewing with some French knots. Where there was flowers, I put stems in. More French knots. Just, you know. That was a bow. Looks like, because her hand's with the finger up at her chin. So you can't see the other half of the bow. But yeah. So, I need to put that into a cushion, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is, I'll show you my desk. If you can just bear with me. So I have a little pot here at the side of me. There's the straws that I was using the other day. This holds a bone folder, a brush when I'm doing my dolls, because I put blusher on the dolls. Pens, straws, my knives, my short ruler, tweezers, spare tweezers, needles, spare needles. Oh, do you know, they need to go back on the shop, because I have beading needles if anybody wants them. And I also have split beading needles. So I need to put them back on the shop. There's not many of them left. This is a pot at the side of me that I have with all my trimmings in, like spare ribbons and things like that. I have my glues here in the front. Sorry, there, my glues. These are all my scissors, because I use such a lot. I think they're more needles. That needs to go in there. Yeah, this is a little pot that I decorated, and that keeps all my stamen in. That one. Like at my Gavels here and my Dana. I have some more stamen in the pot there as well. The stick pin holder that I made the other day, so we've got that there. That's the little basket I've just made. Hit on this one. Oh, I have my pens and that in this one as well at the front. In this one, as you can see, that's all my trims. See? All the extras trims that I either don't sell on the shop or that my own personal for when I'm making certain projects, especially if they're commissioned work. Here I have, let's have a look, all the trimmings and bits and pieces that I've made that I haven't used, the extra bits and pieces, so if I want to pick some out of there I can just dip in and have a look. All my beaded trim that I've cut into, when we sell this by I think 2 or 3 yards or 2 or 3 meters, and we have it in 4mm, 3mm, sorry, 4mm, 2mm in pink, buttercream and cream, and we do 6mm luxury. We do the large one as well. We do the clear one. We do the flat one. We do all that sort of stuff. It's all on the shop. And this is where we keep all the pearl beaded stuff and that for the shop. So some we're running short of. We're going to have to stock up again. In this one, it's just bits that I've collected that I might want to use. If I need the odd thing, I always delve into there and have a look. This tub here, it's got the flat ones in. More oddments that I've took apart and beads I want to use. My ruler's in the back. Just oddments and things like this. Liners I have in there. So that's in that one. In this one, I have, let's have a look, stick pins. I'm trying to find if I can see what I'm doing. Stick pins that I've made, stick pins that I can use, all my crochet hooks in there, spare feathers. Oh, sorry, I'm going to take that off there. Let me take it off the arm. Oops, a daisy, hang on, there. Small scissors, pencil, more needles and sponges at the back. This one's some crochet hooks there. My lighters, my main tweezers that I use constantly. My glue sticks here. And bits and pieces like needle threaders and whatnot there. They've all got drawers. Let's have a look. I dropped that. Where is it? Hang on. Sorry. This one is all my jewellery that I use in my crafting. Like if I'm making tassels, or there's a spare key I can use on a project. So I have a glass jar here with everything in. Look, it's chocker. There's all sorts in there. If I wanted to make a brooch, I've got all the findings in there. Just bits and pieces that I've collected. At the back, I mean, obviously at the back, there's more of this drawer here. There's big ones at the back as well. And the chocker. This is the side of me, and the smaller scissors I keep here. Just all my tools that I use all the time. Laces that I use constantly. Felt. More felt there that is in the shop. If I want to draw an oval, which I forget is up there actually. And in these drawers, as you can see, they're just clock parts, doll items, tassel trims, handmade tassels, box of beads, embroidery bullion, pens and pencils, felts, fancy beads, CDs, moulds, book rings, metal labels, stamps, embellishments, metallic pens, Copic markers, crystals, diamante centres, metal beads, filigree embellishments, spoons, my collection, cameos, keys, sticky dots, glass bottles, lollipop sticks, tweezers, knives, dobbers, tools, pliers, for Sadie and Gary, scissors and cottons. It's just, and that's what I made the other week. So I have a lot of my paint things in there. My tassel holders. These are what holds tassels and laces. This is this side of me. So this is the left of the table. Not on the table, it's at the left. And they're all my beads. And they're all my fitments, you know, metal embellishments. Things I use all the time, constantly. These are what was in the shop for sale. Under here are all my pearl embellishments. These are more pearl and jewellery making things. My waters and things like that. My flower press. And then these two I've got to sort out. And the bottom three I've got to sort out as well. Another tool bag I made. And then when you look behind my door, look, all my paints behind, all my, let me just show you. Just shut it a bit. I made that the other week to hold everything in. All the boxes is stamps in one, felts in another, cutters in another, and they're all boxed and put away. This one has got like all my craft books and things like that in, and things I don't use that often. I've candle maker there because and wax making stuff, so I've got to show them yet. I just haven't got round to doing them. Glues and silicons at the top. And these are all the shop items. You know, everything that we have in the shop. All the rolls of stuff that we have. All the wooden stuff that we have. This one carries, I've got to put these away because I've used them this week. But that's my silicone trolley. And I've just got to put those away. All the things I make and lace things and whatnot. And all my personal feathers are here. But it needs putting away yet. So, and boxes of material. Oh, and then if I go this side, is the shop materials. These are the shop laces. Stuff up there. I've just made use of every bit of space that I can. But this is all the shop. You know, when you... It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 16 squares. You know, and it's all full. And that's my big unit that I treated myself to when I left work, when I retired. And inside that is just chocker with crafting stuff. All the foam up there, you know, the polystyrene that I use to make bricks and things like that. And then I've got this one here, which has got that's someone's kit. There to go on the shop that I've recently found because we're just finishing this room. But all my mediums and that. See, I've gone through and thrown out loads that were hard, and these are all my metalware in jars and things like that, and paints. Things I've made. My room is chocker, to be honest. These are all the spares. You know, if I've got spares of anything or things to alter. These are everything, you know, bits I've made and done tutorials on. But yeah, that's my crafting area. And my table. Everything I need. It's starting to look a mess again. I need to go through it and clean it. But that's it. I hope that's helpful. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye-bye for now.